Okay, you want to work through these. You want to get rid of the parentheses anytime in algebra first. Anytime you do have parentheses, doesn't matter if they're integers or exponents, you have to get rid of parentheses by multiplying. So that's done with distributing. So 4 times x is 4x. And 4 times -1 is -4 equals, now everything else that's not parentheses or stuck to parentheses, I just write it down. So 7x plus 1. Okay, now I get to parentheses, so I distribute again. So -4 times -3 is a positive 12, and I have an x there. And -4 times negative is a positive. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, so now I'm going to combine like terms. 4x minus 4. There's nothing in front of the equal sign that we can put together, but after the equal sign, we can put the 7x plus 12x together because they're both x's. So 7 plus 12 is 19x. And I also know that 1 plus 4 is a positive 5, so I can put those together. So then the next step is to get your variables, your letters together. I always move the smallest one if possible. So you do move things by doing the opposite. So the opposite of positive 4x is negative 4x. So I am going to subtract 4x from both sides. Now in algebra, a negative and subtraction are the same thing. So don't let that get you. The opposites cancel. Bring down your -4 equals 19 take away 4 is 15x plus 5. Now, you need to take your finger and cover up your x and anything stuck to it, your variable and anything stuck to it. Because whatever's with that, after the equal sign with it, you have to get rid of that. So we have to get rid of a positive 5. Again, you get rid of things by doing opposites. So the opposite of positive 5 is negative 5. So I am going to subtract 5 from both sides. A -4 and a -5 is a -9 equals 15x. Opposites cancel. Okay, this is 15 times x. The opposite of times is divide, so we divide both sides by 15. Now all fractions must be simplified. And 9 over 15, you can divide both of those by 3. So -9 divided by 3 is -3. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. And the opposites cancel, the opposite operations canceled. So my answer for this problem is x equals -3 over 5, -3/5. Okay, the next one. Again, if it's stuck to the parentheses, you have to multiply. 2 times w is 2w. 2 times 8 is 16 equals, that takes care of that parentheses, keep going. -6 times 2w is -12w. -6 times -2, negative times a negative is a positive. 6 times 2 is 12. And then the plus 6w, just write it down. Now in front of the in front of the equal sign, there's nothing you can combine, so we just write it down. Okay, after the equal sign, I can put my w's together. A -12 and a positive 6 is a -6w, and then just write down the plus 12. Okay, I'm going to move the smallest w, so -6 is smaller than 2. The opposite of -6 is positive 6, so I have to add 6w to both sides, and I put that under my w's, keep everything lined up. So 2w plus 6w is 8w. The positive 16, I bring it down, equals, opposites cancel, 12. You take your finger and you cover up the variable to see what you need to do next. So I need to get rid of a positive 16. The opposite of positive 16 is -16. So I'm going to subtract 16 on both sides. So I have 8w, opposites cancel, equals 12 take away 16 is -4. This is 8 times w. The opposite of times is divide. So divide both sides by 8. So W equals, okay, 4 and 8, you can divide both of those by 4. So negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So your answer is negative 1/2. The next one, the 2v is not stuck to parentheses, so I just write it down. Minus 4 is not stuck to parentheses, so I just write it down. Now this 2 has to be distributed. 2 times 2v is a positive 4v, and 2 times 1 is a positive 2, equals, this negative 2 has to be distributed. Negative 2 times v is negative 2v. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Okay, in front of your equal sign, I can put my v's together. So 2v plus 4v is 6v. Also in front of the equal sign, I've got a negative 4 plus 2. That's a negative 2 when I put those together. Equals negative 2v minus 12. There's nothing after the equal sign that can be combined, so I just write them down. Now I have to get my v's together. I'm going to move the negative 2 because it's smaller. The opposite of negative 2v is positive 2v. So I'm going to add 2v to both sides. So 6v plus 2v is 8v. Bring down the negative 2 equals, opposites cancel. Bring down the negative 12. Take your finger and cover up the 8v. So we have to get rid of a negative 2. The opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. So I have to actually add 2 to both sides. So I get 8v, opposites cancel, equals negative 12 plus 2 is negative 10. This is 8 times v. The opposite of times is divide. So divide both sides by 8. Top cancels with bottom, so now the v is by itself, which is what you wanted. 10 and 8 can be divided by 2, so you have to do that. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5, and 8 divided by 2 is 4, and that one is finished.